The U.S. Supreme Court rejected a ruling just last week that would limit corporate contributions to political candidates coming just days after the landmark election in Massachusetts. The ruling seems to be the latest blow to President Barack Obama's agenda and has drawn a lot of controversy from politicians and regular folks all across this country. Well, joining me now from Ohio is one of those critics of this decision, Gordon Duff, editor of Veterans Today. Gordon, first of all, your bio is just incredible here. Vietnam War vet, UN diplomat, defense contractor. You also act as a political and economic advisor to a number of governments in Africa and the Middle East, so it's obviously great to have you. And you did write a really interesting article about the Supreme Court decision to essentially treat corporations as individuals when it comes to First Amendment rights. So essentially there's no check on the amount of money that they can spend on political campaigns. You said, quote, 5 members of the Supreme Court declared that a corporation is a person, not a regular person, but one above all natural laws, subject to no God, no moral code, but one with unlimited power over our lives. These are some harsh statements. Can you elaborate?
Even going further and looking at their idea of creating the corporation as a person, which is a misnomer of law from 1884, you've created a corporation as a citizen. Now, we have no standard idea of what a corporation is. A corporation can be a single individual. All a corporation needs typically is $35 and a lawyer. So tomorrow afternoon, Hugo Chavez will be a corporation shopping for senators. Kim Il-jung will be a corporation shopping for senators. Every foreign government, intelligence service, any country that wants to stay off a terrorist list is going to have to start shopping for American legislators. If you can buy senators, if you can buy the president, and we've always had concerns about that, you can go into market after market, and it's going to become a free market, and begin shopping for judges, appeals court, new Supreme Court judges. You'll want to influence that process through your power in the Senate. If you're operating businesses as a foreign corporation in a state, you'll want to influence the choice of judges that'll work on labor law there. Or if you're a country that imports food into the U.S., you'll want to stop any inspections of foods, any limitations. And of course, if we're naming corporations as an individual and giving them unlimited power, corporations who are being euphemistically described as groups of well-meaning individuals involved in some sort of endeavor over the last few dozen years have largely become special purpose vehicles, usually seated in the British Virgin Islands, layered one upon another behind a swift hedge fund that can represent any dictator, any intelligence service, anything. The biggest influence we're probably going to have in the U.S., the people with the most to win and lose, and the most liquid capital will be the Mexican drug cartel.
You know, that is a very interesting point that you make. I do want to thank you for your analysis where you say, look, there's all these foreign companies that could have a stake in our domestic politics, and that's really something to think about. Thank you again for your analysis.